I tell them I'm a YouTuber, they walk away.
One made the same mistake.
Touching my brain.
All right, hello my friends. I am back once again with my reacting cap on, ready to watch some more China travel content, just for you. If you're new around here, I've been in China for many, many years, and every so often, by popular demand, I react to some of these travel content creators in China. As always, I'm not doing this to be mean. I'm doing this for two reasons. The first one is I want to see better content in China than just the same old standard slop. And number two, if you are coming to China and you're not a content creator, I hope you're not necessarily inspired by some of these people who, in my opinion, make a lot of mistakes and do things wrong, or just do the same old thing. And I want you to have a better time, an easier time when you come to China. So as we go, I will give you some hopefully useful advice. Let's get started. The first two creators we're going to look at are trying to get on the metro when they first arrived in China. And I'm going to help you out with this after we watch them. So let's do that.
I've got Alipay and WeChat downloaded. I've got WeChat topped up with some money, and I've got Alipay linked to my international card. So hopefully, buying things, there'll be no issue. Famous last words. So, there we go. Subway line 10 pointing over there. Subway line 2 is that direction, and also subway tickets. So I presume you need a ticket before you go through a barrier. So,
okay, Hugh Abroad has just arrived in Shanghai, first time in China, and he has just mentioned that he presumes you need a ticket to get on a metro, or before you cross the barrier to go through onto the metro. Now, I just want to be clear that if you already have linked your Alipay or your WeChat to your phone and you have it all set up properly, you don't need to buy a ticket. You can simply go get on the metro, just scan the QR code on your phone. So we're going to see him trying to buy a ticket, and his WeChat or Alipay is going to work.
and try and use my new QR code payment system to get a subway ticket. Right, here we go. Do they do English? They do happy days. Look at that. Right, please select your fare. So I presume these are the prices, 3, 4, 5, 6.
As you can see, it's kind of confusing. There's all these different prices and a whole huge map on this screen right here. If you have your WeChat linked, your Alipay linked, you do not need to do any of this, okay? Just walk to where you get on the train and scan your QR code as you go.
QR code payment. Okay, please scan the QR code to pay. Scan. There we go. That is scan the barcode. Scan completing.
So his Alipay worked to scan the QR code with no problems, which means he wouldn't even have needed to do that at all. And I'm going to show you exactly how to do it in 1 second after we watch this next clip. This is Wild Viking Travels, and they are trying to get on the metro in Beijing.
There's like 3 different ways to buy subway tickets here.
I didn't understand anything either.
I think we just need to go for one.
So he said he thinks there's about 3 different ways to buy subway tickets here at the metro at the airport in Beijing. And as you can see right behind him, there is a huge big sign in English about how to pay with WeChat Pay. Obviously, if you don't have WeChat Pay or Alipay, these kind of signs aren't going to be very helpful. But there are also humans right here, as you can see in the windows, that will help people. But they choose not to do that. They try to get their Alipay and their WeChat Pay to work, and it doesn't work. It fails. Ultimately, they use the machine with their Visa or their MasterCard, their credit card. So in the end, they end up getting their subway ticket. It just takes a while. Here's a China pro tip for you. If you're like Hugh and your Alipay or your WeChat already work, all you have to do is type in Shanghai Metro in English, and your QR code pops up, and you can use that to get on the metro. I'm not sure if every single city in China you can type in English, the equivalent Shanghai Metro, Beijing Metro, Shenzhen Metro. I would assume most cities in China, they work just like the Shanghai Metro, but I can't guarantee that. So if you do type in Beijing Metro or Shenzhen Metro, for example, you don't get the correct mini program, I have put in the description on this video a couple of Chinese characters that you can just copy and paste, and you will probably almost 100% guaranteed be able to find the correct mini program to get on the metro. So check the description for that. Thank you very much. You're welcome, I mean. Now that we have been able to get on the metro and get to where we want to go, let's take a look more at Hugh Abroad here as he goes through Shanghai for the first time.
Or electric. So let's just listen in to the cars going past here. Very, very quiet. And no honking. And already I've clocked the amount of cameras that are watching me. Look, 1, 2, up there. Give them a wave. Very high surveillance here. in China.
All right, we've talked about this plenty of times already, every single one of these videos. What I want to do maybe in the future is have a list of every single thing that every video must say. It's electric cars, it's cameras, it's China so safe, it's we're living in the future. To me, it's funny. If we play a game, you know, a drinking game where they say all this stereotypical stuff every single time, we will all just be completely hammered by the end of every single one of these videos. So he's going to a 24-hour spa in Shanghai, which is kind of cool. It's an interesting first foray into China. I do appreciate him for doing something slightly different, not just going to Nanjing East Road, eating a chaoji dachua like everybody else. So that's different. However,
Okay. 谢谢. Okay.
然后这个在这边因为要放
Okay.
所以不能拍照。
No camera.
Yes.
Inside? It's okay.
里面洗澡也不行。
Okay. The nicest sink I've ever seen in my life under here. Look at that for a tap. Oh. It's glorious. Right, let's jump in here. And hopefully nobody's in here.
okay, he said hopefully nobody's in here. I hope for myself, my own sake, that before he started filming this, he checked to make sure there was nobody in the bathroom because he opens it up right to the urinals. I think it goes without saying, guys, whether you're in China or anywhere else, you should not be filming in public restrooms or in locker rooms. And he does the locker room twice in this video, in the bathroom. He also goes into the hotel area of this spa and he goes into a room, which thankfully is not it looks like a guest is not staying in that room. I just feel like you shouldn't be doing this anywhere, not in China, not anywhere else. You know, it's funny because I do kind of like this guy's videos and it's interesting. He does some different stuff in China from what other people do. But at the same time, guys, don't do this. Seriously, don't film the toilets, don't film the locker rooms, and don't film in strangers' hotel rooms. Please do not do that. That's Hugh abroad. Okay, next we go back to the Wild Vikings again. And before we start watching their video, real briefly, I just want to say this guy, when he does his voiceovers, he sounds exactly like Werner Herzog, the director. So let's go to that real quick.
Yet the real challenge lies in looking past the stereotypes and understanding that what truly matters is the humanity that we all share.
You guys know Werner Herzog, right?
This did not fit into his sentimentalized view that everything out there was good and the universe in balance and in harmony.
Exactly the same. Incredible.
Got through one security behind us. And of course, there's another one ahead. So 2.5 hours it took us to clear 4 different checkpoints.
What I like about this video is they're showing their authentic experience and they're not really exaggerating it or making it all crazy and unbelievable, right? They're having a lot of trouble getting into Tiananmen Square because they don't have a local phone number. So this is pro tip number 2. When you do come to China, don't just get an eSIM without a phone number so you can actually register for different, activities that you want to do. So for example, if they're trying to go again to Tiananmen Square, again, type on your mini program on WeChat and you can find the ticket process. You have to put in your phone number, and then there's a whole list of things in Chinese. It's your nationality, your name, your age, things like that. I do also recommend that you learn a few characters if you can, or save them in your phone, copy and paste them from the notes so that you can register for things like on this one, for example, you need to put your country of origin. So if you can't remember how to type 美国, if you're American, for example, you can just, again, search that before you come to China, save it in your phone, and you can get by with a lot of these things a lot easier.
And the whole plan was to figure out if that's chicken or not.
Another pro tip in terms of Chinese characters is look at them. They're not able to figure out what the actual food is that they're eating. They're trying to get chicken. So all you got to do is save a couple more characters in your phone. Chicken meat, pig meat, cow meat. Not just the character for chicken, cow, or pig necessarily, because you might end up getting a brain or intestine or something like that. So pick the 2 characters together, chicken and meat, if you want chicken meat. So search those before you come to China, save them in your phone, and everything should be a lot easier for you as well. I know you all love it when I react to Drew Binsky and his incredible videos. So let's check out Drew visiting Chongqing.
It's called Chongqing, and if this city was its own country, it would be the 39th largest in the world. There's like mobs of people. But amazingly, few people have heard of this city. And I know this after taking a poll on my Instagram. 58% of you guys said you'd never heard of.
Highly scientific poll.
Yeah.
Yeah, many shootings. It's no surprise that gun violence is the first thing these locals think of when they think about America. Even though it's incredibly safe here, I still want a guide to explore the hidden corners of the city. That's why I'm about to meet up with my local friend Joy, who's
Okay, so remember that he has a guide to explore hidden corners of Chongqing. Keep that in the back of your head.
What are they dressing, like the traditional Chinese?
Yeah, they're dressing the traditional Chinese dressing.
Why? Just for fun?
For fun, just for fun. Oh, they also do the same thing on Chinese TikTok.
Oh, nice.
你想跟什么？我帮你。
The moment I tell them I'm a YouTuber, they walk away because people in China don't have access to YouTube. The government blocks them.
Yeah, maybe should have a
All right. Gosh. Sometimes I'm just speechless, you know? People in China are not afraid of hearing the word YouTube or Facebook or Instagram. It doesn't scare them away. They don't get the heebie-jeebies from it. They just probably were weirded out by this weird guy talking to them in English, putting them on a camera. They're like 12-year-old girls. I don't know. All right, Drew, let's go.
Just arrived at night to this amazing viewpoint overlooking the city. The skyline gives serious Hong Kong vibes, but I'm gonna say here's better because there's less tourists. Joy was telling me that these are all local people here that just come hang out, have a beer, and look at the beautiful view.
Yeah.
It's kind of sad to see every single person behind me on the beach TikToking and looking at screens. It's like they're totally absent from the moment. They're not even looking at the view. They're just looking at their phones and posing for TikTok. Just trying to take a minute here and appreciate this beautiful, insane view.
Besides the fact that Drew is also doing the exact same thing on his phone, on the camera, filming content for the internet, just like these other people are doing, you know, with his back to the beautiful view in the video. I can see people in the background of his video who aren't just on their phone, who aren't just making content. There's couples right there just sitting there enjoying the view. So I can't deal with this guy, man.
Not a single sign is translated in English. It is all mobs of people, Chinese tourists.
Yes.
And once again, I'm the only Westerner here.
He's always so obsessed with being the only foreign tourist in a place. Every video he says it.
There's a lot of tourists here, but I haven't seen a single other foreigner.
I assure you, there's other foreigners in Chongqing. Fuck, man. So remember at the beginning of the Drew Binsky portion when I said he's going to go to all these undiscovered hidden parts of Chongqing? Well, about that.
Chongqing is known as the mountain city. It is so hilly and they have somehow built a city with a ton of skyscrapers on this terrain.
I'm not about to accuse Drew of plagiarism, of copying this video, but as you can see, Drew didn't take you to the hidden quarters of Chongqing.
To Juxing Square, I think you say. It is extremely trippy, but even though it appears that I'm on the ground floor, let me show you what floor we're actually on. And turn my camera around and show you down here. We're actually on the 20...
Oh my gosh. It's touching my brain.
Oh, it's so funny.
Something's cruel excited about. I don't know when these animals became so popular. They're actually the largest rodents in the world.
Okay. Hands down, one of the purest souls I've ever met.
By the way, it's not just Drew and it's not just Ben who do the same things in the same places. It's every content creator. Check this out.
Welcome to Chongqing, China. It's the biggest city on earth, which you've probably never heard of.
This belongs to a city you may have never heard of.
And you've probably never heard of it.
This is Chongqing, but chances are you've never heard of it.
You have no clue.
It may seem and feel
Ground floor.
You won't believe it. We're on the ground floor.
And all of a sudden, you're on the 22nd floor.
22nd floor. 22 floors up. But you're on floor 22. I'm actually on the 22nd floor.
Oh shit. We are on the 22nd level.
It's the 22nd floor.
You're on the 20th floor.
Hold on, what floor's this then?
Now, obviously, this kind of content does very well on social media. It does great on YouTube. But once again, all I hope for and all I ask for is from these creators to just try to do something that's not exactly the same as everybody else. When you create the same stuff and everybody has the same itinerary, to follow the same pathway, that's what people think China is. That's what people think Chongqing is. When in fact, in reality, there's so much more to do, so much more to it. There's so many more interesting places. Just chaps my hide a little bit. But at the same time, I know this is your job and you want to get the most views possible. And I know from firsthand experience as also a YouTube content creator traveling in China, that some things that might be more interesting are probably harder to get traction, harder to go viral because nobody's ever heard of them before. So I get it, but if you have an audience like 6 million people like Drew or millions like some of these other people, they're gonna watch you. I guarantee you they're gonna watch you do something cooler, more unique, more special. For me, it's very disappointing. I would love to see really different sides of China, even sides of China that I've never seen, despite already being all around China, every province, everywhere in China, over and over and over again. There's still stuff I haven't seen. China's massive. That's what I hope for, but that's not what I'm gonna get. All right, last content creator we're gonna look at. This appears to be a couple, although it seems to be mostly this lady. As far as I can tell, I haven't watched all their videos, don't come at me.
They almost didn't let us into China.
Going to China on holiday, you gotta be prepared. And we think we are because we have our passport, our flights there and out of China, and a printed copy of our whole travel plan just in case there's any questions. But if you go to China, expect the unexpected. They need even more information, so we're calling our airline.
If you've seen this series from me at all before, you know I'm kind of annoyed by people who make traveling to China seem like a complicated thing. It's not that complicated as long as you follow the directions, right? If you get the right visa, it depends on your country. Obviously, it's not that hard. And then the problem with shorts, in my opinion, are that they don't actually tell you what their problem was. Maybe they have a longer video explaining it. I'm not that interested in watching these people, to be honest with you. This kind of stuff is just misinformation to me. Why was it so hard for them to get in? Why did they have to call their airline? I don't know. And perhaps I'm not curious enough to find out by watching their other videos. Now, other problem is, you'll see right here.
Everybody's bag gets pulled at security. Everyone made the same mistake. You see, we researched which portable chargers we could bring. We researched wrong. If the battery doesn't have CCC on it, it's getting thrown out.
No matter where you go, you don't put your lithium batteries inside your luggage. So they said everybody's luggage is getting pulled and they took our batteries out because it doesn't have the CCC logo. No. Everybody's battery is getting pulled if you have batteries checked in your luggage. Now, assuming she's talking about your carry-on, you do need to have the CCC logo. That is the new regulations in China just recently. That being said, I recommend you don't even bring a portable charger to China because there are chargers everywhere for absurdly cheap prices to rent if you need power, or just bring a plug. You can plug in anywhere, every cafe, every restaurant. You ask the boss, they'll let you plug it in. And again, if you do need a battery, literally that restaurant or wherever you are has a portable charger. You just scan it with Alipay or WeChat. You got it. So don't bring it. You don't need it. It's dangerous on the plane anyway. This one's why I don't listen to influencers, which, and by the way, they get millions and millions and millions of views on every short they post.
Is why I don't listen to influencers.
Because what they don't tell you about this super viral Chinese hotel room with a pool is that the toilet also comes with a view. Is it worth it to get China's cheapest or most expensive photo shoot? Terrifying and windy and hard to hear. And well, maybe they should have photoshopped our faces.
I just think it's kind of funny how she has this video where she's like, why I don't listen to influencers, when she obviously did listen to influencers who told her about this hotel. And then she goes to this photo shoot here, which is just an influencer photo shoot. I don't quite understand the logic from these people, if they have any. The fact that it's all, again, just misinformation. She says it's the most expensive photo shoot in China, which, believe me, lady, you can't afford the most expensive photo shoots in China. Chinese people are not poor, and there are lots of people with a lot of money. And, you know, not to toot my own horn or anything, but I used to work in the photo industry in China for a few years. And once again, believe me, there are people paying a lot more than $100 for a photo shoot in China. So I guess what I'm saying is, at the end of the day, if you do want to come to China, you want to travel in China, or you want to create content in China, try to find content creators who have actually spent time in China, understand China a little bit, and have a deeper knowledge about the place. There's so many things that you can learn, once again, even from these people who make stupid mistakes. Some of the travails and problems that they do encounter in some of these videos may happen to you as well. So it's good to watch them, I guess, so you can better prepare yourself. You know, you can learn stuff just by observing things. I always think that's important to point out, that you can still get some good knowledge, but at the same time, I do want to recommend that you follow other creators, and I've mentioned them in my previous videos. Some of them, there's many of them out there, where you can get better information, more accurate information, and a better understanding of China before you come. It never gets any easier watching these content creators on YouTube. The things I put myself through, because you people ask for it. So I don't know why I keep doing this to myself, you know, I basically drive myself crazy watching all of these creators, 10s and 20s and 30 videos, all people doing the exact same thing. And I do it all for you, especially you people on Bilibili. If I have to keep doing it, if you keep asking for it, I'm gonna need a therapist. I'm gonna go crazy. For the love of God, tell me this is the end. You've got enough out of me. And you just wanna see something else, anything else, please. But I do it for you because I love you. Can't do the little heart thing. Why? I ask myself, why, oh why, am I subjecting myself to this?